David's abusing me. He just hurt me. But that's okay. Welcome to the American Immigrant Podcast, everybody.
Episode number 8.
Episode number 8. Is it already number 8?
It is number 8.
Is it?
Episode
Nice.
8. I am your co-host, David Beckles Jr.
I'm your anchor, Alexander Kolar.
Alexander.
Not the anchor. Oh, it's good to be back.
Yeah,
What did we
is.
talk about last time? All kinds of silliness, nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It was fun. It was good.
So, what do you want to talk about first?
You?
Me? Cool.
Okay.
So, no, I'm kidding. Look at David over there. He looked away with a little 10% of sadness in his eye. He tried to hide it a little bit. It's David's birthday yesterday. Look at his face. Oh, you boo, 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 boo. Look at you. He's 50 years old.
It is.
Doesn't he look 60? Just kidding. Black don't crack. He looks 40. Me? I'm actually going to be 78 years old next month.
Which is believable.
No, I'm going to be, I said it backwards. I'm 32 years old and I look like I'm 78.
Yeah, man. It was.
Listen, how many times a day you put on lotion to keep that skin lotionized?
One time in the morning.
Ask me when's the last time, Terrence, ask me the last time I put on lotion.
When was the last time I put on lotion?
In the Dominican Republic.
What's lotion? What? Never. Put it on my cracked finger blister once last year in the winter. That's it, once. We don't.
So you
white people
don't when you take a shower and you
Eastern
dry your
Europeans don't do
skin,
lotion,
you don't put like lotion on at all.
Nothing.
He also doesn't wear an undershirt, so, which I know for sure.
Oh yeah, so David saw me
is
wearing. You have to wear with a formal suit, like a suit and tie for work, an undershirt with your shirt. You do?
Yeah.
Because he's an American. That's why.
Terrence, I expect you to back me up. Really? Why?
He's an American. That's why.
But I like I like to open up the button down here so my hairy chest.
He liked to button up and then his hair poking out of the freaking
I was
shirt.
like an Armenian guy, right? With a pinky ring. My friend, come here. I get good price on you. You want Camry? I get good price. Okay.
You want Camry? Camry with
Whoa,
carpet?
whoa. No, you stay here. I give you a good price.
Don't worry,
my
don't worry.
friend.
Tell me a number again. Come on, my friend. Your credit's not good. Let's see what we can do.
Dude, I had a used car salesman like that one time. He had 2 pinky rings. He had like the thing here.
I'd have
Slick back hair. He was combing his
Oh,
hair.
jeez. I'd admit
I'm looking at him like, I wonder
Freaking
when this guy's going to rip me off. In the next 5 minutes?
Let me have your birth certificate.
So you had a good birthday, David?
Yes, I did, man. It was pretty quiet. The wife and I, we had breakfast.
And
You
David's
know?
wife had birthday 3 days before.
Yes, she did. She did.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And
When you marry into the same family, you usually have birthdays that are very close.
He's still so mad about
I'm
this.
still bitter about last time.
Sleeping his sister.
I just went back like 3 episodes. You realize that?
4 episodes. 4 episodes.
No harm, David.
Boom,
I'm not
boom,
mad
boom.
at all.
He's not. He's still angry.
No.
He's telling his wife. He said I slept with my sister first before I
No,
met you.
stop it.
But no, it was good. And then in the evening we had dinner. It was good. We went out to eat.
Jamaican food, clearly.
No.
Cultural food. What?
My
What'd you
aunt
have?
and my been Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah.
You trying to be a fat American? To Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, really? Is it like you like the Cheesecake Factory?
Every once in a while it's good.
Top 10 chain restaurants, go. Your favorite chain restaurant. Terrence, go. Favorite chain.
If I'm on the road, I do a lot of Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. Did you see David Tell's new joke about the Cracker Barrel?
Yeah, I do.
What do you say? If you come on a Confederate flag and bury it, will a Cracker Barrel grow?
yeah.
I think I went a little too far. That'll get beeped out. That's okay.
But I don't think I don't have them. I do Yard House too. That's pretty cool.
You know what he said in that same joke? He said, I don't want to burn his special, but he said, what did he say about Cracker Barrel? He goes, oh, the things you'll eat, the things you'll eat when you don't believe in evolution.
Yeah, but no, it was good. Just relax. My
Aunt's okay.
And
in Brooklyn.
My cousin,
Over here.
nearby, yeah.
Nice.
White Plains came by, hung out. So it was all good, man. I got
happy
calls
birthday.
throughout the day. Got calls from you, from Murph. Shout out Murph.
I just called you because I was obligated to, because he would have held it against me.
Yeah. It's cool because he was obligated. He sent me a text. He posted on Facebook, and he called.
What do you think about not calling people, just texting people on their birthday? How you feel about that?
Boo.
Yeah?
Yeah. Me personally.
It is, right?
I'm a caller.
Even everybody, even acquaintance, like who? Everybody, or
you
just
see-
good friends?
Well, if you're an acquaintance and you send a text, it's okay, cool. You post my Facebook. I appreciate that. But if we are particular, if you have a level of friendship, then you should call. That's what I would do.
What if your mom just put on your Facebook post like "Happy Birthday" and a little balloon sign? Didn't call.
You know what mom used to do? I was born at 6:32 in the evening. You know, sometimes I used to see my mom in the morning when we were living together, and my birthday, she'd like walk by, not even acknowledge me. Like I'm like, what is? Because growing up, I always was made to feel special. I had birthday parties from as long as I can remember. I got pictures when I was like 2 and 3 birthday parties. We'd play games and all. We had a neighborhood coming and everything. You know,
David was born on a stormy night in a sugarcane factory in Barbados. No. Oh man, I thought I was 50% going to be close to that. No,
not even.
Was it 6:32 in the morning?
6:32 p.m. So
Was they Calypso playing?
I was born in Brooklyn. I don't know if they play Calypso.
No.
Yeah. So then my mom was, 6:32, it's official, happy birthday. I'm like, she's weird, right? But no, she actually called me yesterday. She called me yesterday about 11. Then she says, she said, I didn't want to wait till 6:23. Then she said, I got that backward, didn't I? So yeah, it's 6:30. She said, okay. She's like, I didn't want to wait because I might forget. So I call you, then I'm going to call you back. So at 6:32 on the dot, my mother again, the phone
She
call.
calls you.
It's official now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I'll be quite honest with you. I went to sleep the night before and I was like, 50. Yo, that seems old, 50. And I had a little fear, like I was like, man.
That's.
And then
Whoa! Do I sense a midlife crisis?
no.
David doesn't think. You think midlife crisis is? You think? Do Caribbean
white people think?
It's
Yeah.
a white people person thing.
No,
Do you think
it's
Caribbeans get a midlife crisis?
Everybody gets a
midlife crisis.
Something.
I kind of had mine. I'm 47. I kind of started mine about a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Definitely last year.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's, I call it when you realize that you're not going to, when you really realize, oh crap, I'm going to be dead. Not soon, but not that far. Like it's visible. It could be 20, 30 years, which is not like, once it's like 40, 50 years away, death, you're like, that's so, it's not.
But then,
I'm changing jobs because I'm thinking about
yeah.
like my healthcare situation in the future. I just gave notice to my job today after 5 years and going back into like a union job. And I'm only doing that because I was thinking about like, I gotta get like, I'm thinking about like a pension and thinking about like health benefits when I'm older. Like I would never think about that like 5 years ago.
Right.
I'm like retirement. That's like 25, 30 years away. Now I'm like 15 years away from retirement, man.
Wow. I mean, I got up, said my prayers. Thank God for allowing me to see this far. That's what I did, and that was it. To be quite honest with you.
Take the dog from outside.
Huh?
No,
You
I
said
don't
take
want to
the
ruin
dog one of my
Dave's
jokes.
bits. No, never
One of my
mind.
bits that everybody seems to like.
So that being said, me and David are performing. I'm headlining, and David's featuring next week.
next Friday.
This will be out. If you're watching this, and you want to come see us, and you're one of the 3 goats, chicken, and 2 humans that watch this podcast, where are we performing? The Zone Comedy Club in Middletown.
Middletown, New York. It's up there.
Zone Comedy Club in Middletown.
Come watch me do 20 minutes and watch Alec do 30 minutes.
Check it out on hnhcomedy.com.
Yes.
.org.com. H&H Comedy.
You see, what is it, like our 17th show together now?
Yeah, we did a lot of shows together.
We did a lot of shows together. Not even intentionally, but just like, hey, you book one, might as well book the other one.
Sometimes we'll even do shows for free. Oh, David didn't think I was going to talk about it. But we're going to talk about it. So Terrence, when you're a comedian, when you start comedy, you do shows. At first they'll give you a chance and they may pay you $20. Then as you get more experience, you start to make a little more money, but sometimes you still make only $30, $40, $50.
Yeah.
$100 a show. $150, $200 a show is the most I got.
Yeah.
This is our level of comedy, you know? And sometimes you do a show where, like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, it sells out. And you don't get paid. So we're not going to out anybody by name.
Oh, God.
But if you happen to be in the area.
I mean, and the thing about it is that, here's the deal. You paid for a show to come see who? Performers. So if it's people that should get paid, the people you came to see.
People that show sold out. They didn't charge too much per ticket, $15 a ticket.
Oh God.
New venue, and a lot of comedians, they'll put themselves on the show, and they'll get a venue and they'll work something out, and they'll, you think like that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
We estimated close to $1,000 at the door if you calculate how many people they fit in there, right? No, I'm not outing anybody. Nobody knows who we're talking about. You know, though. You know who I'm talking about if you know. That's all I'm going to say. Get on a show. We don't get paid a dime.
Yeah, we did pretty good.
The venue claims they lost money and didn't pay the promoter. With us, we didn't get paid. Nothing. Diddly. How did I do that night with my act? How did you do? You featured, I closed it out. I headlined. How'd you do?
I think honestly, I think it was my best show so far this year.
What about me? How'd I do?
You did good. You picked up on the energy.
We killed it. We were getting laughs. You did 15 minutes.
And I
did 24 minutes.
Yeah.
So the last 35 minutes, it was all laughs. And the other comedians on the show did great.
Yes.
And didn't get paid. We did the show the next night with 7 people in the crowd. And we got paid $45 each, $42 each, right? With the tips and everything.
This is true.
So what?
I mean, these
the
are
hell?
the facts. These are the facts. I mean, we're letting the folks out there know, these are the type of things that, go on.
I'm going to have Terrence flash the guy's name who booked us on the show.
No.
Avoid, Red, avoid.
Oh, God. Let me change this.
No,
real
I'm
quick.
kidding.
Let me change this real quick. Because I know we get into talking, next thing you know, Terrence flashes up, 3 minutes.
Okay.
We have come to the official name change of the American Immigrant Podcast.
We are changing our name, and thanks to our lovely producer, Terrence, who we mentioned in episode 1, also runs a brewery, craft donut shop.
IPAs.
And what is it? What else? You train owls? You train owls?
God.
He trains owls at the zoo.
Yeah.
And
he's very humanitarian to like chipmunks and squirrels. He's an advocate for farm animals.
Terrence, how would you do crowd work against Terrence? Let's describe Terrence without showing Terrence. All right. Flat shirt, brown pants.
You know what he would do? He would sit there,
head in a ponytail, man bun, with a cool beard.
God.
I would say he works at the beer stand at the Bronx Zoo.
No beard. He cut it off.
No beard. He shaved it off. Man.
Well, why?
Did you look at the guy that would greet you in a marijuana dispensary? Like, dude, we got some awesome strands today.
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for coming. Hey, rate us on Facebook and Yelp and Instagram. Scan to follow our Insta and TikTok. And if you choose to put a TikTok up, tag us, please.
Dude, I went to the Bronx Zoo and there was the butterfly exhibit. You know the butterfly room where you walk through the butterflies? And the guy that greets you was like your height. He had a full beard, full arm sleeve tattoo. He looked like a murderer. And he's like, guys, come to see the butterflies?
Oh, he's like, no, it's just a ring.
No tattoos?
Yeah, just a ring.
And the guy was like, guys, come to see the butterflies? Full arm sleeve tattoo, big beard.
Yeah.
You just don't know. Tattoos don't mean anything anymore. It used to be like, oh my God, the guy could be in a gang or in prison.
No, everybody.
Now it's like, oh, he makes donuts.
See people,
from scratch.
See people with, neck tattoos, ears, all type of stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything ananymore.
Not anymore.
So what were we talking about?
We were talking about the name change of our podcast.
So Terrence, the lovely producer that you could picture him now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He, you look like you'd be a gaffer on a porno shoot, right? Just like this with the boom mic. No. Okay. He got the name. Go ahead.
We didn't quite hear that. So you got to reshoot.
It's the podcast is the Velvet
Sugar Podcast.
And we're going to let you guys figure out what it means. We're going to give you a hint. The hint is I'm from the country of Slovakia, and David is from where?
I grew up in
Jamaica.
Barbados. I grew up in Barbados. And technically, you're from Czechoslovakia.
I am. So I'm from Czechoslovakia, and he's from Barbados. Right. Velvet Sugar Podcast. We let you guys figure that out. We'll leave a little in there, something in there for you. That's a little Easter egg hunt, right? Easter egg hunt. What?
Yeah.
I'm like one of those Europeans that gets every saying wrong. My dad was always like that.
Really?
He'd be like a tooth for a tooth. I'm like, it's eye for an eye. He's like, same thing, tooth for a tooth. They get everything a little off. Did I do that stuff?
Oh my God.
My dad would do that stuff.
But it is It is. Look out for that change rather shortly. The Velvet Sugar podcast, new graphic, new music, new everything, and this and because it would be easier to search because lots of people want to follow our podcast like after our show and they go, we've been trying. We go to a mic. It's like, oh, I don't know, but I tried looking for it. I said, well, try American Immigrant Podcast, Dave Alex, and maybe so. You know, we had to. It was imminent.
All right, top 10 on Google, everybody. Let's do it. Number 1, key bridge collapse in Baltimore. Nobody's talking about the bridge collapse in Baltimore anymore.
Not really,
right?
yeah.
They're not really talking about that.
Number 2, the
LA
Los Angeles Lakers. They made the news because they fired the coach. I think unfairly. I think he did a good job based on what he had. Oh boy. Number 3.
Uh-oh. It was really Gaza.
It was really Gaza.
All right, why talk about giant news?
3, yeah.
Kathy Hochul Bronx computer.
4, yeah.
iPad Pencil Pro.
Number 5. Number 6.
It's number 6.
Uber stock earnings.
Uber stock, okay.
Number 7. You can't see from there?
I can see it. Uber
Why are you
stock.
squinting?
Because I was thinking of a joke. And
Really?
it fell flat.
You
so I
like
didn't take it.
squinting. Chick-fil-A Teachers Appreciation Day. Number 8. Facebook getting tagged by spam accounts. 9. Oh, you're going to have to do that. That's Eastern.
Why, you can't pronounce it?
Anna Maria.
Say the last name.
Knezevich.
Knezevich. And now, a missing person, whatever that
geez.
means. And again, Israel, Hamas got a war in Gaza. Okay, there's nothing really exciting there, but I love how LA Lakers are higher on the list than the war in Gaza, Uber stock earnings, iPad Pencil Pro. This is a boring week, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Anything else happen?
what else happened in the news? The Knicks won. Controversial game
David's
one.
a diehard Knicks fan.
Yeah, controversial. He was trying to. He's like, "Hey, man," I'm like, "Yeah, I'm watching the game." He's like, "Yeah." So I said,
You see what I texted you before when the game started?
No.
What I texted
You text me during the game like, "No, they're not gonna do it."
Why? I'm like, why are you hopeful, David?
Yes. Why are you hopeful?
David,
Haven't they not heard us enough? And then after they won, he goes, "I knew they would do it. I knew they would do it. I knew they would do it. Go Knicks. Go New York. Go New York. Go." I still am worried. Well, actually, he was a starting center at the beginning of the season, but Mitchell Robinson, I read today where he's out for the rest of the playoffs.
How about Jalen Brunson? Do you know what he did with the points? Did you hear about this?
I know what he did with the points.
What did he do?
4 straight 40 games. Last
And you know
person
who else did that?
Bernard King, Michael Jordan, Jalen Brunson, and Jerry West. He did it 6 times in the 60s.
So he's one of 3 people to do it?
And he's the only person that did it, scoring 40 plus with 5 assists.
And he's from Slovakia.
No, he's not from Slovakia. He's
black, but I heard he's 20%.
Okay, yeah. Luka Doncic is really and truly Jamaican. So is Porzingis. He's from Antigua.
Porzingis.
But
David's passion is sending me Instagram videos of white people talking in the patois Jamaican accent, right?
Yeah. Some of them. Like I sent you a Russian girl.
Oh, yeah.
But she was from like Russia, and she fell in love with Jamaica. And the funny thing about it is white people all over the islands, you know?
It's true.
Natives.
We got African American people from Africa all over in Slovakia.
So they can't be
That
African
is a
American.
trip when you see them speak in Slovakian, like an Eastern
But
European
they're not
accent.
African American, they're African.
But it's a real trip when you see them speak in Slovak.
Is it though?
It is.
There's a Nigerian guy with several, but they speak fluent Chinese. And they it's on YouTube. They go around and they speak to like these old ladies and they be like, "Oh," that's a racist laugh, right?
Yeah.
You tell me, is it?
It is.
Even if it's true, that's how they laugh. They never go. What? Do the old Chinese women go? You funny? No, they don't. They go. That's what they do. How is it racist? Tell me.
You know what's funny? I went to a Chinese food restaurant with my wife for dinner Saturday. Mm-hmm. And we sat there, and the funniest thing, all Chinese. Now, this is how you know it's a good Chinese food restaurant, when like more than half the people in there are Chinese. That's a good restaurant, right? You know that, right? The locals are eating there. And we get the waiter. The people in the front, they meet us, it's Chinese. One of the kids may have not been Chinese, but I think it was Chinese American, right? There was a greeter, Chinese. We sit down, waiter, Dominican. He comes up, he's like, "What's up, brother?" "What, man, we got some good,
You're like,
and he's telling us the whole menu. He was a great waiter, though,
Yeah.
and he was really good. but it was real, and he knew the menu. We asked him what this is. He knew all the ingredients.
Yeah, of course.
How much you hate it when you go to a restaurant? You're like, is this good? What is that like? That's pretty good. And it's,
Yeah,
and some girl, she's like,
I actually
fucking-
never
it's
had
one of
that
our
one,
popular
but
choices.
it's really good. I've heard lots of people, because I don't eat meat.
Ooh,
There's not
how about
enough
this?
of you again. It's terrible.
This,
There's
I
not
know
enough.
you're lying. They're lying. If you go to a restaurant, you say, "How's this dish?" And the first thing they say, "That's one of my favorites."
Yeah. When's the
Right.
last
So
time
I
you had it?
pointed to the one that's one of your favorites.
When's the last time you
Liar.
had it? When's the last time you had it?
Liar.
But you know what it is for me? When I go to a place that's supposed to be selling a particular type of food, and the people are not eating the food that they're selling, I don't want it.
Let's just say what we're going to say. Dave doesn't like Chinese food.
Well, is that Chinese food?
Do you like Chinese people?
Is that Chinese food? Is that Chinese? Have you ever? I've worked with Chinese
You heard it
people.
here first
I've
at the
worked with
Velvet Sugar podcast.
I've worked with Chinese people. I have never heard them say to one another,
Whoa.
"Hey, let's go to Long Don
Do
Juan."
you hear that? Do
You know
hear
what I
that?
mean?
Do you
What's
hear that, Terrence?
What is that? What is that?
That's the sound of the Chinese people picketing here next week. the Velvet Sugar podcast
Tell
out
me,
front.
you work with Chinese people? Have you ever seen them going to the hood
They
Chinese?
will be with
Chinese
their
spots?
signs.
Have you ever seen a Chinese person say, "Hey, a native Chinese person, not an American Chinese person, a Chinese
They're
person"?
going to be picketing us next
that
week because
go-
of you.
Have you ever seen that?
No more Velvet Sugar podcast. No more Velvet Sugar. It's going to be next week.
Velvet sugar. Oh yeah, nice. Oh yeah, velvet sugar. Yeah.
Dude, I grew up in Flushing. I should be allowed to imitate Chinese people.
Even
No,
if
here's
they're,
every
even, if,
day.
even if they're Korean, please.
Terrence, every day going on the train, the 7 train, when I used to take it to work, ready?
Oh, boy, here we
One
go.
Asian person will come up to you and go, "Excuse me, is this express or local?" Look at David, he gets all embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed.
I didn't do an accent.
And listen.
I just pronounced it that way.
But I used to have. I'm not gonna give her name.
Certain cultures can't
At work.
pronounce certain letters.
I know.
It's just the thing.
So then she used to always say, "Hi, Dave, Beckel,"
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Okay, Beckel," as opposed to Beckles.
They couldn't say the Beckles. It's hard for them, right?
Yeah. And you just, I had to, like, sometimes I would be on their report and they need to fix, so they would call and say, "Hey, could you respond me?" I was like, "Okay." Well. And sometimes this
Wow. You
this
just
was,
did an Asian accent.
this is what
Wow.
they did. But
Just
then,
confirming, David.
this-
Go ahead.
like, sometimes they would call from upstairs and then people would put them on speaker so you could hear them
Okay.
speaking. I was like, "Oh."
Putting on speaker. So
Everybody-
basically, like, every time these people get on the phone, there's somebody on the end like, "Joe, come here.
Yeah,
We're gonna put this.
not
you
even
gotta
to
hear
come here,
this.
to just,
You gotta hear this."
Yeah,
I used to have a coworker who was Chinese. She couldn't say shrimp.
Yeah.
So like whenever, like, "What are you having for lunch?" "Shrimps."
yeah.
"What's for lunch?" "Shrimps and rice."
Yeah.
"You mean shrimp?" She's like, "That's what
Well,
I say.
listen,
Shrimps."
I got a homeboy that he could not say CH words. Growing up, he couldn't say
CH,
CH words.
like ch?
Yeah. He used to always say sh.
You know what we have in Slovakian?
He
We
used to
do-
say she's.
we have this a lot. This sound. Ch.
Of course, not
Do
just
it.
not
Do
just
it.
ch.
No, that's overdoing it.
Yeah, I speak to girl. She said she wants to say hello.
You know, we have.
Hello. That's how you say it. Hello, because I say
Hello.
to her, I say to her, you have to teach me. She said, you sound like you have already.
Nice.
It's
So you
not
work
to
with
her.
a lot of Terrence,
5 minutes, jeez.
party pooper.
Oh, God,
5 minutes left.
Jeez.
That's the sign. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you said I work with a lot of.
You work with mostly what culture haven't you worked with living in Queens and Brooklyn? You grew up in Brooklyn. I grew up in Queens, right?
Yeah.
Queens, you know, that's actually the most diverse borough
Yeah, I heard, yeah.
in of all 5 boroughs. And LaGuardia Community College, did you know that's the most diverse college in the world?
Really?
It's like the United Nations there. You drive by LaGuardia Community College, you're like, what is this like? Are these like kids auditioning for the UN? You just see people walking by. It's like Pakistani, Chinese, Korean, black guy, African guy, Filipino guy just walks by.
Yeah. Well, I work with all these people. When I used to work at a bank years ago, Filipinos, Indian, Pakistani, Chinese, Israeli, Russian, Portuguese, Brazilian.
But you know what's funny about all those cultures I
Panamanian.
just mentioned at LaGuardia Community College?
What?
They can all be told what's offensive by a young white girl. They're the gatekeepers of what's offensive.
Yeah. You know, most immigrants laugh at stuff. Most immigrants laugh at shit because they think it's funny.
You got a white girlfriend?
You got a white wife.
Yeah. Okay.
Is
They're
she
not all like that, though, right?
No, of course
Like my
not.
wife's
No,
white,
of
she's
course
not like that.
No.
Wow, my wife's an immigrant. She's Russian.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, it's kind of a different like now. Like we also too.
Does she get offended at stuff? No.
Listen, I'm saying.
Terrence is doing. You see how she did? Terrence is like, I'm not gonna answer.
I'm gonna say it now.
You crazy?
Look for sometime in the near future or very near future, Velvet Sugar Tour.
Velvet Sugar Comedy Tour. It's
Yeah,
coming
Velvet Sugar
eventually to
Comedy
your
Tour.
city and town.
Yeah. So
That's right.
we'll see what happens when we go down south somewhere.
Yes.
When we go to the middle of the country, because it's different.
Uh-huh.
I mean, even though I was in the middle of the country some years ago,
It's gonna be like the Green Book. I'm gonna be driving the green car. You'll be in the back.
I was at
Marshall Ali.
I was at an open mic in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Middle America white guy, he thought he was really pushing the envelope. He dropped the N-word with the ER on it.
Whoa.
Yeah. And everybody was like, and the guy, then sorry, you gotta get out of here. Yeah. I mean, it just like came out of nowhere. Like, I was like, what's the use for it? I mean, did we beat him up after? I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say at all.
Do you ever tell you my Columbus, Ohio story?
No.
I got sent for my job to Columbus, Ohio, for training at a company, right? And we stayed at Akron, Ohio. I went to do I got myself a rental car so I could do a couple open mics.
Okay.
And I found an open mic in Akron. That's where LeBron's from.
Yes.
And I knew that Akron was like a kind of more black town than it was
More
right? So I'm driving in there. But generally, whether it's a black or white neighborhood, you don't know where you are. You're
Right.
like, oh, is this
Especially
a
if
bad
you're not
neighborhood? It's a
from
good
here,
neighborhood. I
yeah.
don't know. There's bad white neighborhoods all in this country that you get shot.
Hello.
You know? So anyway, I'm driving through and I see like a lot of black people and it was late. And then I looked and I'm like, I see this one bar and I'm like, I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
So I don't know this neighborhood. And then I saw a black guy on a skateboard and I'm like, I'll be fine. True story. He was by, he's like, yo. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be good. There's no way you get robbed on a skateboard.
He was like, hey, is it safe? He's like, yeah, dude, it's safe. It's
He's
all
like,
right
yeah,
with me."
bro. Comedy club's right over here.
Yeah,
I'm like,
dude.
whoa.
You're a comedian? Yeah, dude, I'm gonna come and support you. My name's Derek. I'm sorry, no, it's Aaron. Name's Aaron.
It was the most bizarre thing. So that's it. That's the wrap up. We got 1 minute left.
I'm gonna have Terrence flash our new email, which
Yes.
would be velvetsugarpodcast@gmail.com.
You have the email?
Yeah, I have it already.
velvetsugarpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, it's very. I think we
Velvet
like
Sugar.
it. You know, we came
Yeah.
together. We like it.
I'm really glad I came up with this name, Terrence. I really am.
God.
Thank
It
you.
was Terrence that came up with his name.
But I
because
gave him the inspiration.
we were
by
going
asking
back
him.
and forth. I chose. What did they choose?
I'm going to incorporate the
Barvakia.
creativity for this and just say that
Barbados
I
and
inspired Terrence.
Slovakia. Oh
I
yeah.
feel like Donald Trump right now.
Yeah.
Terrence, you may have came up with it, but I inspired you.
Yeah.
That's a horrible. That's a horrible impression. I don't want to end on that. Okay.
I don't do
All right,
impressions.
guys.
I don't do impressions really well. But once again, follow us. We're going to change from American Immigrant Podcast to Velvet Sugar Podcast. So follow us at Velvet Sugar on Instagram.
And if you're Chinese, we still love you.
God.
We just made fun of the fact that you can pronounce the letter L,
And R.
right?
Yeah, there's some trouble there.
All right. Other than that,
At least we didn't do some kind of different accent.
wow.
At Black Rock Dave. At Black Rock Dave.
I'm Alex Skolar at Big Alex Comedy.
See you next time.